today on Dr. Phil.
My mother's abuse was never ending. She would lock us in the room without any food or water.
That's a lie.
I remember drinking from the toilet.
She thinks her mother's deranged.
Don't you say that you are a witch?
No, I'm a magi. There's a difference.
Yeah, putting black magic on your grandson. You're such a great grandmother.
Did I wake up in the twilight zone?
If this was her childhood,
You said I'd beat my children with a belt.
I would make them say, "Thank you, Mother, may I have another?" I was a sick psycho.
can she ever forgive her mom?
You're telling me you never punched me in the face?
No, I did not.
You beat all of us.
Why is this funny to you?
Because it's not true.
Let's do it.
Have a good show, everybody. Here we go.
This is a safe place to talk about hard things.
Stand by. We'll count you down.
I'll try to be an emotional compass and point you in the right direction.
5, 4.
I am not giving up on you. All right, take a look at this innocent little girl. This was a time in her life when she shouldn't have had a care or a worry in the world. But this little girl says that she lived in a house of horrors, filled with unbelievable acts of abuse, from being kicked and spit on, to being so deprived of water she claimed she was left with no choice but to drink out of the toilet. So who would do this to a young girl? Who does she say is responsible for this childhood torture? Well, you might guess it was her mother. Beth says the abuse was so bad that even as early as 5 years old, she prayed every night that God would take her away from her own mommy dearest.
My childhood was like living in a house of horrors. When my mom would get angry, she had a killer face. When I saw her killer face come out, then we knew code red. It was over. My mom would take a belt and soak it in hot water, and then she would have us take our clothes off, and then she would start whipping us with the belt. She would make us say, "Thank you, Mother, may I have another." She would put socks in her mouth when we would start screaming and crying, so it would muffle the sound of our cries. One time, I couldn't get a math problem right, and so she got really mad. She slapped me out of the chair. I fell to the floor. She grabbed me by the hair and started slamming my face into the ground. She grabbed me by the neck and started lifting me up like that and was just choking me. She would spit on me, and till this day, I still feel the heat of her spit. There was another time when my brother got in trouble. I told Ricky, "Get up, get in the room and lock the door." She saw that his door was shut, and she went downstairs and she grabbed an axe and started chopping the door down. And he tried to jump out the second-story window of his bedroom. There was a scene in the movie The Shining, and just totally flashed through my mind when I saw her doing that. Living through the abuse from my mother was living hell.
Bad as that sounds, Beth says the physical torture she endured was nothing compared to the constant verbal abuse and psychological mind games she says her mother used on her and her siblings.
My mother's abuse was never ending because when she wasn't being physical, then she was being mentally, verbally abusive with me. When I was 5 years old, she called me stupid bitch, piece of things a mother should not be telling a 5-year-old. When my brother and I were younger, she would lock us in the room without any food or water, and she wouldn't let us out. We would be starving by the time we got out. We'd have to soil ourselves. My bed would be soaked with pee. If I ever talked back to my mom, she would give us spoonfuls of hot sauce and not allow us to have any water. I would literally sneak to the bathroom and I would drink water from the toilet like a dog. She would make me do sit-ups and push-ups as punishment. There were many times when I called CPS on my mom, nothing would happen because she's very manipulative. She would play a really good, loving, motherly role, like she never did a thing. And you know what? She's very believable. After CPS would leave and they didn't find any evidence of what I said was going on, it was hell for me. Till this day, it affects me.
Okay, Beth, with all of this that's going on, why do you want to be here today?
I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Just to get some closure, and because It's been going on for so long that I do want to confront her. I'm tired of going through this.
Is this woman seriously deranged?
I believe so.
But you said she choked you. She kicked
Yeah,
you in the head.
yeah, everything.
You said she soaked a belt in hot water and beat you with it. So I'm asking you, how deranged would you have to be from where you are now to imagine doing that to your child?
I would never. No normal parent would do that to their kid.
Now, you can imagine she tells a very different story.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Beth's mother, Cecilia, is here and admits she was rough with Beth, but says she needed to be disciplined. Take a look.
My daughter, Elizabeth, is a master manipulator. She can cry at the drop of a hat. I call her the queen of crocodile tears. My daughter's a rageaholic. When she gets that angry, she would fly at her, just swinging and punching and biting. I see hate in her eyes. She just becomes a monster. It's scary. I used to lock my door at night because I'd think, is she gonna come in here and stab me? I keep holy water in my purse. I went to go see a psychologist, and he was like, well, it sounds to me like your daughter's a sociopath. She can be very vicious. Elizabeth would get my cat's ears and twist them. I really think that my daughter has psychological issues. Elizabeth took feces and finger painted. I'm not finger painting, you're gonna make flowers. I mean, she took it and just smeared it all over the walls. I had my issues, but I didn't know how to be any other way. As far as I knew, as long as I didn't burn my kids with cigarettes, put them in the closet, I thought that was being a good parent. I didn't beat my kids into bloody pulps. I did spank them. Usually it was my hand, or I had like a flat sandal that was kind of like this, and it would be like bap, bap, bap. But if I brought out the belt, you know that you messed up. I would make them bend over like this on the bed, and we would count. And as they would count, I would make them say, 1, thank you, mother, may I have another. I was twisted, and quite honestly, I was a sick psycho.
Well, Beth has not spoken to her mother in 2 years. So, Cecilia, come on out and join us.
Wow. Wonderful to meet you, sir.
Good to meet you. Have a seat. I'm glad you're here. Tell me why you wanted to be here today.
Well, first of all, I love you, Mija.
No, you don't.
But I made you drink out of a toilet?
No, you
Oh
did
my
not
God,
let me.
no. Dr. Phil?
She didn't say you made her drink out of a
Oh,
toilet.
okay.
She had to
Maybe
do
if
it
you wouldn't have
because-
turned the doorknob inside out and locked me and Ricky in there, I wouldn't be thirsty and do that when we got out.
That happened, huh?
Yeah, I did.
Dr. Phil, a lot of what she's saying, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I did whip my kids. And I believe that kids should get spanked. To a degree.
To a
Now,
degree.
I grew up in a very, very violent home. In my opinion, do you see the scar right here? Do you see it?
I do.
When I got in trouble, see here? That was because my mom missed my eye. She would smoke her cigarette so hard that the cherry would get so hot. She grabbed me by the back of my head and she stuck it in my face. I mean, I wasn't the best mom, Beth. But
So
you know
you're
what?
telling me that you never called Ricky a freaking retard? You never sat there and punched me in the face?
No, I did not.
You beat us. You beat all of us.
You are a lying sack of
No,
That's what
I'm
you
not.
are. I am disgusted with your
Be
behavior.
disgusted with me because you're the one who's bad, not me.
Oh, really, Elizabeth? You are a liar.
Okay.
You are so full of it.
I am
oh
so
my
full of
God,
it.
Dr.
You
Phil.
are a
Now,
manipulator.
You've been out here for 5 minutes. You said, I was a sick psycho and I did beat my children with a belt at times. And on national television, you've called your daughter a lying sack of
Yeah.
Now, you
She
talked about
brings
you
it
had
out
your
of me.
issues then, but what kind of parenting is that? Why would you call your daughter that name?
Okay, Dr. Phil, this little girl has put my family, my entire family, through hell.
No.
Did you ever choke your daughter?
No.
You never choked? Did you
Never
ever slap
choked her.
her?
Yes.
You slapped her in the face?
Yes, I did.
Did
Open
you ever
hand.
kick her?
No.
Yes, you have. You've choked me. You've done everything in the book. You've done the same thing to Ricky and to Tiffany.
Did you ever kick her in the head?
No.
Did you ever spit on her?
No.
Yes, you have.
Did you ever soak a belt and hit her with it?
No.
Yes, you have.
That I had to, I'm sorry, that was just creative. Look,
Did
a child
you-
call it stop.
Did
No,
you
shut up.
Did you stick a sock in her mouth?
Yes.
Why?
I stuck a sock in her mouth for cussing me out.
No, you didn't. You put a sock in my mouth to shut me up from when you were hitting me with the belt.
That's a lie.
No, it's not a lie.
All right, well, let's take a break. Next, from allegedly hiring someone to beat up Beth while she was pregnant in an attempt to kill her unborn child, to spreading horrific rumors that Beth is a prostitute, Beth says her mother is still trying to hurt her. We'll talk about that after the break and let Cecilia say what she wanted to say.
When I was pregnant, she tried to hire somebody to come and jump me so I would miscarry. She has told people that I was prostituting myself. I'm a no good mother.
Elizabeth threw something and it hit the baby. One of these days, these idiots are gonna kill my grandchild.
I'm not even living with my mom anymore and I can't escape her. My boyfriend and I both had to change our numbers because she was texting us, harassing us. My mom would make fake Facebook and fake Instagram profiles and she would spy on me.
I even got into it with her on Facebook. We sent each other some really nasty texts. How she wants me to die and how she wants to on my grave.
When I was pregnant, she tried to hire somebody to come and jump me so I would miscarry. She has told people that I was prostituting myself, that I abused my child, that I'm a drug addict. There's many times when she's texted me saying that she's gonna beat my ass and that I'm worthless, I'm no good mother.
Elizabeth threw something and it hit the baby. One of these days, these idiots are gonna kill my grandchild.
My mom and a family member did call CPS. They said that we were beating our child and that we were starving him. It was a complete joke.
Child Protective Services are morons. If anything happens to my grandchildren, I'm gonna sue the out of that county.
It really hurts me because I can't escape no matter what I do.
Raising.
Yeah, that's why you beat us. Because you didn't even want us.
I know, Beth. I'm sorry that you were so abused.
Why is this funny to you? Because I don't see anything funny here at all, and you're laughing and saying wow.
Because
and
a lot of things that she's saying,
laughing. What is
it's
funny
not
here?
true.
I am worked up and I'm pissed because my son is my pride and joy and she knows that. And you called CPS because you wanted him to be taken away. I will never be like you.
Dr. Phil, first of all, I swear to God, I never called
You
CPS.
swear to God that you never beat us, but you did. I remember being locked into the room. I remember drinking from the toilet. I remember you hitting me with the wet belt. You used to laugh at it.
You two get fired up and start talking, but you also write to each other. There are texts between the two. Cecilia, you have written to her, I loved you so much, and all you ever do is blank on me and my family. You are garbage like your dad and that pathetic whore you call a grandmother. You're writing to your daughter. What are you?
Oh, I'm not proud of it.
You then write back, laugh out loud, you are crazy. Then you write back,
No.
and you are trash and everyone knows it. I am telling the truth. You are worthless as a daughter, as a mother, as a wife. Laugh my ass off.
Yeah.
Now, come on. Seriously, that's your idea of parenting.
No.
You're telling your daughter, you are worthless as a daughter. You are worthless as a wife. You are. What is your goal there? What is your goal?
See, the funny thing is...
There's nothing funny.
No. Okay. Not funny, haha. But the thing is, she kept what she wanted to keep. She didn't keep the whole conversation.
Doesn't matter. There is no context in which you can write that and justify it. What is your objective here?
I was just giving her back the medicine that she's been giving me for a long time. And it may sound ugly, but it's the truth.
Because you're not around.
No.
You treated me like crap.
I want nothing
I'm
to
just
do
gonna
with you,
let him
Beth.
talk.
Okay, so you're.
The only reason that I'm here, Dr. Phil, is because I want closure. That's it. After this, I'm walking away, and I don't ever want to have to deal with this again.
Well, you said context. Elizabeth responds, you're just mad because I'm a better mother than you'll ever be. I don't beat my son like you beat us. I will never treat my son the way you did me. I will love my son forever, and that is something you will hate because I got my blank together unlike you, who's crazy. Keep hating, Mom. I love you. Then, Cecilia, you write back, Elizabeth, people tell the truth and you don't. God has been punishing you and you don't even know it. Mark will find a younger, smarter female once you look like blank. Your son will learn to hate you and he will see through all of your blank. That is a fact.
Yeah.
Elizabeth says, I'm a great mother, something that you can't stand because you beat us as babies until now, and you starved us. You tried killing your own children. Laugh out loud, you're the one thing I will never be like, so keep talking blank, your day will come. You write back, you sad, sorry, and pathetic excuse for a human. Yeah. Truth is still fact, I'm better than you and you know it, so goodbye for good, and don't text back, it won't get read, loser.
Yeah. And I don't regret writing that. I really don't.
In all of that, I hear her saying, you beat us, you tried to kill us, you did all these horrible things. And I heard you say a lot of things, but I never heard you deny it.
Because it's not true.
Beth's older sister is here. She admits her mother was at times terrifying, but she says her baby sister had it much easier than her, and that her baby sister is not telling the truth about most things. We'll meet the sister after the break.
Beth has played the victim her entire life. She seems to forget all the horrible things that she did. She was a hardcore troubled child.
After 17 years of sobriety, I got up one morning and I thought, why am I still sober? And I walked down to the mini mart and bought 3 little shots of bourbon. Elizabeth broke me. She drove me to drink.
Well, from accusations of severe physical abuse, starvation, and to claims of being forced to drink out of a toilet and using her bed as a bathroom, Beth points the finger at her mother for turning their home into what she says was a house of horrors. But Beth's older sister, Tiffany, says Beth is greatly exaggerating the truth.
My sister Beth is manipulative and destructive. She used to hit herself and tell my mom it was me. Beth was like, if no one's giving me attention, then I'm gonna find a way to get it. She seems to forget where all the horrible things that she did. She was a hardcore troubled child. My sister's relationship with my mom is explosive. As a child, I was terrified of my mom. My mom was scary. We had this rule when I was growing up, which was I was allowed to take punishment for my sister. My mom was colorful and creative when it came to my punishments. One time my mom did shave my head. My sister's hair was never shaved, it was cut short, like Demi Moore in Ghost. I was Demi Moore in G.I. Jane. The perfect example for Beth lying. She told me that my mom hit her so hard that it ripped her braces out. Beth has played the victim her entire life and she does need to stop. The only person I know who has failed Beth 100% is Beth herself. Unless my sister changes dramatically, we cannot have a relationship.
Well, Tiffany hasn't spoken to her sister in years, so you two don't have a relationship.
No.
And tell me why not.
Because, look, I'm messed up in my own head. I have PTSD and anxiety, and I have issues myself with our childhood wasn't easy. And what you guys just did, this back and forth thing, I cannot have in my life. I do not want it in my life. Nobody else in our family fights like that. They fight, but they don't fight to where you guys can't even hear each other.
You and her fought like that.
Yes.
How many times?
Yes, we did. I agree.
How many times did you have to protect me from her beating us?
And actually, I agree with you. I did. Many times. Mom, go away.
And
Mom.
then she would turn and start hitting you.
Yes, and I was, you know what? I did that for you. Because I loved you. And Mom was incredibly hard on me. Incredibly
she was hard on you, and
I'm sorry, but
Okay.
Mom even gave me the option of taking your punishment, which I did repeatedly
Okay,
because you couldn't take it.
Let me talk to me for a minute and not her. Why did you take beatings for your sister?
I couldn't really watch her cry. It hurt me.
Or you couldn't watch mom hit me.
Okay, hold on.
No,
No.
you don't understand. When you
Okay, hold on. Let me interrupt both of you for a minute. Let me ask you something. What is funny to you right now? Because let me tell you something.
I didn't hit her the way she said. You know what? Most of the time when she says, oh, my mama so abused.
Because you know the sad fact here is, what we're talking about here is the fact that she's taking beatings on her behalf. And we're talking about
Beatings are
that.
a loose term. Maybe whoopings.
No.
Whoopings better. Like no.
Whatever you call it. But we're
Whatever.
talking
I call
about that
beatings
as
whoopings,
though
same thing.
that's a normal occurrence in
Three on the butt.
a
You're
childhood.
such a liar.
3 on the butt with that
Tiffany.
sandalia.
Wait, 3
You
on the
are
butt.
such a-
Cállate, way. 3 on the butt. If you move, you get another one.
Let's look at the tape here. I queued it back up.
And I did spank them. Usually it was my hand, or I had like a flat sandal that was kind of like this, and it would be like bap, bap, bap. But if I brought out the belt, you know that you messed up. I would make them bend over like this on the bed, and we would count. And as they would count, I would make them say, 1, thank you, mother, may I have another?
I'm sorry, we do laugh about it, and I laugh
Yeah, we
about it
do.
now because it's kind of funny now to me, just a little bit.
Yeah.
It wasn't funny at the time, it wasn't, but...
No, it was not funny at the time, I'm
No.
sure.
Listen.
You just think it's hilarious. It just cracks you up. You're knee slapping over
She's
this.
one of those
Okay.
people that laughs while
I
nervous,
laugh when I'm
too.
nervous.
Yeah, okay.
It's just
yeah,
one of
okay. Well, this will really crack you up then. So,
She laughs in court, too.
so there were times when she would force you to drink hot sauce or eat jalapenos.
Okay,
As
the hot sauce
punishment.
is like my mom's version of wash your mouth out with soap. You get a tablespoon of hot sauce if you lie.
Okay.
That,
and
or cuss, yeah.
yeah.
Whatever.
Okay.
But Latinos do that. I'm not the only one.
No,
Yeah.
they don't.
Yes, they do.
Quite a few.
Excuse me. Hello.
No, I'm not saying that. Don't generalize.
Okay,
that
while
was
this
here at
continues, we're going to
ROTC.
take a break. Next, it was a night that changed Beth and her family forever, and she believes her mother may well have been behind it all. We'll find out what
You did
happened
not
after the
go
break.
there.
You are such.
My mom was giving me a bath. We heard bangs from a gun.
Thought they were firecrackers outside.
I remember seeing blood.
And I was yelling at him. Oh my God.
I honestly believe that she had something to do with his murder.
When Beth was just 6 years old, her stepfather was shot and killed in a tragic accident while she was taking a bath in the next room. Now, although the case was closed 17 years ago, Beth believes that her mother may well have been involved, and her stepfather's death may not have been an accident. In fact, it may have been a murder. Take a look.
When I was 6 years old, my mom was giving me a bath. She told me she was going to go check on the laundry, and she was gone for a while. And after she came back, we heard bangs from a gun.
I was shampooing her hair when I heard the shots. And I thought they were firecrackers outside.
And I got out of the bathtub. I see my brother. I see my stepdad. His face was pale. And I remember seeing blood on him.
And I was yelling at him. Oh my God.
When the police came in the ambulance, I was watching as he was being wheeled out. I remember the yellow caution tape. They pronounced him dead at the hospital. That was the most horrific moment of my life. The conclusion of the case was that my 4-year-old autistic brother murdered my stepdad with his handgun. He was special needs. There's no way that he could have grabbed a gun, aimed it perfectly, and shot him and killed him. I honestly believe that she had something to do with his murder.
He left me here. And people thought that I would hurt him. There's nothing worse than knowing that.
After he passed away, she did get a lot of money. Until this day, she gets his money. That's just fishy to me.
Okay, so
Why do you look at me? Stop staring at me.
Don't. Remember, she's very upset right now because you brought up something that
You weren't
no-
even there that night.
You're
so
right,
you don't
but
know anything.
I'm the one who. You have no idea what they did to me in that orphanage.
don't know
but
what
we got
they did
stuck
to me
because
either.
of that one night.
And you tried to suffocate me with a pillow.
That's right, because you were beating my little brother,
No,
my
I
baby
was
brother.
not
Yes,
hitting
you were.
him. No,
you were
I was
beating
not
him.
hitting him. You made me
You were
sleep.
blaming him
You
because
made
you
me
actually
sleep
thought he had done it.
in
Police
that.
come over one
No,
day
I
and
was
just
not
tell
hitting
me.
him.
They come to my friend's house and tell me that all of a sudden, The person I thought
what
of as a father is dead. And
what
then
a
they stick me in a room, and then they won't even let me speak to my mother. So yes,
And what a
I was
coincidence.
messed up in the head.
What a coincidence that mom drops you off at a place where you don't even like the girl the night he dies.
What? I got invited with many other girls to a friendship club gathering. And mom encouragaged me to go, and I actually wanted to go because the thought of being
Well,
accepted
what
by
a
any
perfect
kid
night
seemed
for
like
something
good.
like a murder to happen.
Beth, you're
evil.
acting like coincidence
I'm not
never
evil.
happened. Like
No.
nothing.
And you
like
are a
nothing-
liar?
No.
Why are you saying she is evil?
Because of everything she has put us through. You don't understand, Dr.
Everything
Phil.
I've put
No,
you
I
through?
love my daughter, but I'm
No, you
done.
don't.
I am done.
What happened is your 4.5-year-old special needs son picked up a loaded weapon that was laying out in the room
Yes.
and fired it and killed your husband.
Yes.
How many times did he fire the gun?
I have no idea. I didn't even.
I'm not sure.
Once,
It's been a
twice,
while.
3
I don't-
times?
I don't know.
It's been like 15 years. I don't know.
What kind of gun?
Doctor, it was an automatic gun. As a matter of fact,
automatic.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
The ones Bruce had 2 guns, one under his pillow at all times, and it was never on safety. And another one I think was in the computer desk.
Yeah.
But Bruce was highly paranoid. I loved him. He was
We had
a
our
wonderful
house broken
father to
into
me.
3
But
times.
he was paranoid a little
Okay,
bit, which he had reason to be.
Why do you
He had reason
say?
to be
Why do you
in-
say she's evil?
she has done so many wicked things to us.
Oh my
Aren't
gosh.
you-
Okay.
Don't you say that you are a witch?
No, I'm a magi. There's a difference.
Next, Beth claims her mother practices black magic and considers herself to be a powerful witch that not even God's will could stop. She says Cecilia has threatened to cast demons and spells to ruin her life. We'll talk about that after the break.
My mother considers herself a powerful witch. She's into black magic and tarot cards. She threatens to cast demonic entities onto me and my family. She has told me that she's going to send spirits to drag me and my son out of bed. They're gonna rip us apart. My mom is crazy. She is straight up crazy.
Is my
do we-
religious preference
I
on...
mean, I don't know. I'm asking. I'm not into witchcraft, so I don't understand.
Okay.
I highly call it. Okay, I've seen my mother work. All right, it's not. It's if that's truly witchcraft, then most Mexican women in Mexico must be witches because most of the time she's praying to a candle and she's lighting some incense. And I'm sorry, but all Mexican women do that. To me, that is not a witch.
And
To
just
me,
so
that's
you
just
know,
someone highly
my
spiritual.
sister also. I'm not the only one
Have
in
you
my family.
sent her writings? Oh, this is funny again?
Oh my
No,
God.
not like you think, Dr.
You've
Phil.
sent her writings to
ironic.
curse her?
I would like to see those. Post them.
You think you got away with everything you did, but you failed to remember the
La Santísima Muerte.
La Santísima Muerte can be anywhere, anytime, even if you don't believe. I will make sure that she takes what is near and dear to you because you forget that I can be an evil, vindictive bitch. No one can help you, especially that generic Christian church. The angel of death will be my avenger. Spiders will come on to you in your sleep, and you will not know peace for 7 years. If you seek help from another witch, she will not live past the 3rd year after the attempted cleansing. She will wither and die. If you don't warn her about this curse, then the La Santísima Muerte will take a member of your family every year you live. As I will, it shall be by her dark power. This will pass.
But that's a blessing, right?
You sent that to her. That's
I
your...
didn't send that to her.
But it's directed towards each other, just not. But it's like posting.
Do you
I don't
see her name
understand.
up there anywhere?
Oh, come on.
It's a technicality.
No, do you see her name up
Are
there?
you telling me that's
No,
not
I'm
directed
telling you
at her?
that, you know what? It wasn't directed at her. As a matter of fact, at the time, I was dealing with another witch. And that is the honest to God truth. But I'm not a witch. I'm a maga. My mother and my grandmother taught me. This is part of our lineage. You know we are Gitanos.
Yeah, putting black magic on your grandson. You're such a
Your
great
grandma-
grandmother.
Are you crazy?
Wait,
Don't
first of
even
all,
get into this
She would
because
not
you
do
don't
that
even
to an
know.
innocent child.
Yes, you
Wait,
are.
Ama. First of all.
They have proof of what you did
First
to his
of all.
stuff.
First of all.
What?
Kitty litter. Does that sound familiar?
That wasn't his stuff.
Yes, it was.
No, most of that stuff was mine.
Yeah.
His stuff was mixed in there. But my point is, it is
That was
incredibly
Jessica and Jake's
selfish.
stuff.
This is exactly what I'm talking about.
Did I wake up in the Twilight Zone?
It is incredibly selfish for you to do this to me. Do you understand that? Like, instead of talking like a normal person, you have to bring up things that don't. Whatever this is, I can't deal with it.
You can't handle with what she's doing to me, but you have a perfect
What have I
relationship.
done? I don't even talk to you.
We stopped talking to you because
You're nuts.
Because
No,
you
I'm not.
wouldn't
Yes,
stop.
you are.
No.
Okay, stop for a
No.
minute. Stop for a minute. Excuse me. Excuse me. You intended her to read this, correct?
This had nothing to do with
You're
her.
such a liar.
Oh my God, Elizabeth,
Okay,
everything's
so
about
next,
you, right?
where does Beth go from here? And what I
Away.
think Cecilia needs to do in order to have any chance of health or normalcy going forward after the break. Cecilia, by any standard, not relying on Beth's perceptions, and let's just talk about only the things that the three of you agree on, that would leave us with such things as a childhood that was riddled with beatings or spankings or whoopings or thank you, give me. I'm sorry?
I never beat them. I spanked them, but it wasn't a beating.
No, there were moments where she got excessive once in a while. It wasn't. No, we say beatings, we mean spankings.
Whatever you call it, whatever you confirmed as happening, whatever you confirm as happening, what the three of you agree on is abuse.
Yeah.
When a child is saying, I'm taking beatings for my sister, this is so beyond a sick family dysfunction, I can't even tell you. When I hear you saying, she's lying, she wasn't being fed rotten food because no, listen to me. Y'all talk, now listen. When you say, I know that's a lie because I was the one at 9 years old that was preparing the meals, and sometimes I was feeding them raw vegetables because it's all we had at the time, then I say, okay, we've got a 9-year-old child preparing meals and feeding brother and sister, meeting the bus, taking them to the bus, doing those things. That's neglect. It's my turn. It's my turn. When you agree it was horrible, terrifying, at times harsh and rough. There were belts, slaps, peppers, hot sauce, shaved heads, cut hair, push-ups and sit-ups. Physical fights. That's what you said. You said at times I had them do push-ups and sit-ups
Yes, I
as
did.
discipline. You said it.
Yes, sir.
That's abuse. Yes, really. Yes, really. Yes, really. Been doing this for 35 years. That's abuse. Then I say, okay, let's look at the adult-adult exchanges. You are a worthless daughter, wife, mother. I hope your husband leaves you. Your son hates you, sees through you. You're horrible. All of this stuff. I'm like, okay, it doesn't get better now. You choose forgiveness.
Yes.
Great. I'm happy for you. You choose bitterness. You choose bitterness. No one chooses healing. You seem to have an absolute unwillingness to take any ownership in any of this.
That's not true.
You think it's funny with an arrogant back of your hand laughter about the whole thing. And I think that is sad for the whole family. You have a lot of healing to do on your own, as do you. You say you have anxiety and PTSD. I would hope that you would deal with that at some point. For you, this is obviously a real challenge for you right now that's very acute. And I want to offer you help with that. There's a program called Onsite, which is a very intensive program. It's located on a beautiful ranch outside of Nashville, Tennessee, and it's just a worldwide leader in therapeutic intensive workshops and treatment, and really specializing in emotional trauma and mental health issues. And I've talked to them, and they would like very much for you to come and spend some time with them to just focus on yourself and getting past some of the trauma that is really burdening you right now. And I'm gonna offer that to you, and we'll talk to you some more about that backstage. And I offer help to the two of you as well, if and when you want to do that. You know, I'm all about reunifying family, but I think you've got a lot of issues you need to deal with personally before you want to put your mother hat on. I want to thank all of my guests today. A very special thanks to Miles Adcox and Onsite for offering the help for Beth, and then we'll be providing help as well, at least offering help as well, for Tiffany and Cecilia as well when we talk with them backstage. Thank you so much for being here. We'll see you next time.